Welcome, welcome. All of us on the We Grow team can't wait to get started with the new term. We're thinking it'd be best to do a little out with the old and in with the new. How many of you came to our school because you were bored in class, weren't passing, and just decided you had better things to do with your time? And how many of you felt like what you were learning in class was useless or wouldn't help you in life? Were you once the student on the left? Do you want to be those students on the right? A little cheesy maybe, but they look a lot happier and like they want to be there. Guess what? We hope that happy and engaged student is about to be you, especially with what we're planning. No more glazed over eyes or drool running down your face. Even though reading Shakespeare's work, learning about various wars, or mastering mathematical proofs can be valuable, there are other skills that might be more relevant and useful to you that you'll be able to learn instead. In fact, we'll provide more usefulness and relevance in all your core classes: English, social studies, science, and math. Our mission at Brady is to offer relevant curriculum that fosters healthy adult, student, and peer-to-peer relationships, self-knowledge, critical thinking, flexibility, and creativity so that you can effectively adapt to the dynamic global community. Our We Grow team's goal is to infuse all your classes into one big project to allow you to see how everything you're learning is related and can be applied to various careers in the real world. Our focus this semester is to learn how we can improve our lives, local communities, and the world by understanding the interconnectedness of our food production systems. We'll be creating gardens inside, outside, and in our greenhouse, all to have diverse learning environments and gardening systems to be able to learn how so much of our world is connected. Your goal will be to create a sustainable garden for all to enjoy. We want you to be able to share your hard work and knowledge with your family and friends, enticing them to create their own sustainable food system at their homes. You'll learn all different ways to garden, from traditional soil gardening to aquaponic gardening to hydroponic gardening. You'll get to decide with a group of your peers what type of system you want to recreate and design anew. And you get to decide what your design looks like, what you grow, and how you share your produce with others. You'll also learn how to read technically, write professionally, create an engaging presentation, different marketing strategies to open our garden market, the ins and outs of gardening and how everything in our environment is interrelated, financial literacy, geometry as it relates to construction, and so much more. You'll even learn to excel in personal responsibility, leadership, teamwork, effective communication, how to analyze and explain everything you do to others throughout our community, how to problem solve and be adaptable, and you'll dig as deep as you need to get that creativity back that's inside you. Now, I'm sure you want to know how in the world you're going to earn the credits you need this semester. Well, you'll still be provided assignments by all of us on your team, but most of those assignments will, in one way or another, relate to the big project we're all focused on, creating a school-based garden market. So, remember I said your assignments will relate to your project? Here's an example. You'll research a gardening system you want to create, plan out that design, figure out the market value of plants you want to grow and share, as well as analyze the cost effectiveness of your plan. And you'll actually think about how the world is connecting through your gardening. You'll also write a letter to a local store using your persuasion skills to request a donation to cover your needed supplies. You'll build and maintain your system and problem solve with your group when necessary. You'll end the semester with a presentation to the community at our ribbon cutting ceremony about all you've learned. Remember, the hope is that with all the information you're providing to your peers and our community members, they too will choose to create their own gardening systems in order to be sustainable and provide for their own health and well-being, which in turn helps the world. With all your knowledge sharing throughout our community, you'll also share your self-grown produce, allowing them to taste, smell, and view all your hard-earned fruits, vegetables, and flowers. Doesn't all this sound more invigorating than sitting in class for hours on end, learning stuff that may or may not improve some of the many skills you'll need for real life? Now, don't get me wrong. There are a ton of valuable skills that can be learned through various assignments in the traditional classes you were once in. But something tells me that content or that kind of structure didn't really work for you. So we want to try something different. Listen, It's going to be more challenging, require more brain power, and there needs to be a ton of communication. But it's also going to help you learn how everything you're learning in your traditional classes can be integrated and make sense together. That's part of the point, seeing how everything is connected so you remember it longer and how it can relate to your future. How will this work? You'll still have your traditional classes in the morning, but for half the time, simply to allow us to front load some information for you in order for you to then apply it to your project when you're all working together. This is also the time when we make sure you are still learning the core concepts required by the state and our district. In the afternoon, you'll have project time to allow you to work on your designs and creations with your group members. This is also a time when you're researching, investigating, or problem solving, and all your teachers are available to help guide you in a successful direction. And this is the time when you get to really develop relationships and get your hands dirty. How does all this sound? I already told you it's going to be more challenging because you'll be using certain skills more than you ever have before. And I already told you that it's going to require more brain power because we aren't just giving you handouts to fill out and submit. But it's also going to be more fun and exciting. It's going to be more relevant to your lives and allow you to help others improve theirs. Overall, it's going to help you learn more in the long run, more of what really matters. Are you ready for this change? Because we sure are. It may seem overwhelming at first, but you got this. Now, as you'll hear me say several times throughout the semester, let's get this show on the road. We can't wait to help you learn and grow and really make it count.